Welcome back, everyone, to our next session of Honor Mode with Gale. It does say Honor Mode. I know that in the beginning it says Tactician on the bottom right, which is super frustrating, but that's fine. It is Honor Mode. There you go. You can see it. And today we'll be getting through, hopefully we'll be up to Withers, so we can start talking about how to build your characters once Withers comes into play, which is when the game really starts to open up. At the very least, we want to be able to fix our attribute distributions because they are garbage in the beginning. At the end of the last stream, I ended up losing the internet like shortly after leaving the Nautiloid, so this is where we're starting off. Do I need to... Alright, I need to give her Long Strider again. I don't need to do anything to him. I do need to resummon Cloth. Oh, violin. Nice. Oh, be sure to take the time to read some of the descriptions in the items, too. Not all of them are super interesting, but some of them are. And I like reading all the stories, too. Like I mentioned earlier. I'm not going to read this one. Grab all the food items that you can, that you come across. They're very helpful.
More of those wretched things.
Yeah, we're not going to deal with them just yet. We're just going to ignore them and go this way. Very soon here I'll start picking up the ones that are worth like one item. Like all the bottles and stuff, it's not worth the time to pick them up. I do recommend picking up ingredients, potion ingredients. Even if you don't use the potions, you can still sell them for money. That's always helpful. Although Potion of Mind Reading is arguably one of the ones that I use frequently. I think the only thing that wasn't captured on camera was me exploring down this way and looting these folks right here. So at this point, we're just going to pick up where we left off. Now, the game kind of alludes that you should go this way and deal with these guys. There's a couple Intellect Devourers. You can save that if you're not super confident in your ability to take them on yet. And I know that during the first session or the last session, hey Dark, welcome. I didn't expect you on a Saturday. How's it going, my friend? You don't have to, what was I saying? Oh, in the last stream, I kind of ripped through the fights really quickly because they're the beginning introduction fights. You don't need to worry about them too much. They're fairly easy. You can basically just use your standard attacks and listen to the prompts that the game gives you, and you'll end up exactly where I am right now. But going forward, starting now that we're in like the real world, I'll start going a little slower during the fights and explaining a lot more things because they can get tricky from here, especially a couple of the ones that are coming up, which are arguably, in my opinion, some of the most difficult in the game. But once we get through them, we have Withers, and we'll be good to go. So I like to avoid those fights down here and climb this hill. If you get up here, then it'll just save you the hassle of dealing with everything that's inside the Nautiloid over there. We're going to go this way first. We're going to grab this waypoint. Now, if you don't start as Gale, this is the waypoint that you find Gale stuck in. And if you start as the Dark Urge, you get a very interesting option of thinking of his hand. And, I mean, spoiler warning, think about his hand if you're playing as the Dark Urge, because what happens is ridiculous and hilarious. Now, something else that I like to do once I get to a certain point is... I'm going to send all of my foodstuffs right to the camp and just hold them in there. You don't need to hold them on you, and it's just going to bog up your inventory. So all the scrolls and healing items, I go ahead and send right to Shadowheart just for like inventory management purposes. You don't actually have to do this. It's entirely optional. It's just something that I find is easier for myself as I get through the game. This I can send to camp because it's heavy and I don't want to hold on to it. This I no longer need, so I'll send to camp. That's it. Everything looks clean. Good to go.
That
I'm going to go ahead and ignore him for now.
Even if injured. Best be careful.
Hurry. I've got one of those brain things cornered. There, in the grass. You can kill it, can't you? Like you killed the others?
Easily. Stand back.
There. Can you see it?
Just a dumb bore. You're relieved. until you see the flash of a dagger.
Put it away.
Don't we? I saw you on the ship. Free, scuttling about. You're in league with them, aren't you? Those tentacle... Ah!
Your mind twists. You're looking out of unfamiliar eyes, prowling dark, busy streets. You try to hold the memory, but it fades to the worm. The light, the fear.
What was that? What's going on?
If you want to, you can kind of be snappy with him instead. Like, I told him to put the knife away. You can tell him, that you're going to gut him or whatever. He actually likes that a little bit. It's the Mind Flayer's worm. It connected us.
Of course. That explains things somewhat. And to think, I was ready to decorate the ground with your innards. Apologies.
See, right here. Apology accepted. I might have done the same where the roles reversed.
A kindred spirit. My name's Astarion. I was in Baldur's Gate when those beasts snatched me. A pleasure.
Gale.
So, do you know anything about these worms?
Yes, unfortunately, they'll turn us into Mind Flayers.
Turn us into... Of course it'll turn me into a monster. What else did I expect? Although, it hasn't happened yet. If we can find an expert, someone that can control these things, there might still be time.
Control it? We need to get rid of it.
Well, yes, of course. But first things first.
And absolutely, you should travel with me.
I was ready to go this alone. But maybe sticking with the herd isn't such a bad idea. And you seem like a useful person to know. All right. I accept. Lead on.
Last night was excellent. Jeff Arcuri is the funniest damn comedian. I mean, I've only ever seen him live, but he was a riot. An absolute riot. The way he plays off the crowd is incredible. Like, you see all of his videos online and you think, like, oh, most of these are probably repeat jokes or whatever. No, he goes in there and just completely off the cuff. He has a couple jokes that he, tells, just to kind of keep things moving throughout, but it's not anything that I had heard online before, and it's all just so... I've never laughed so hard in my freaking life. Oh my gosh, it was incredible, man. I highly, highly, highly recommend seeing him if he comes around this way again. You can talk to the pig. I'm going to ignore the pig. I don't have Speak with Animals yet. If you have Speak with Animals, try it. But I'm going to wait just a hair. Oh, right. I got to level up Astarion. So, level 2 rogues, super easy. I mean, they just give you the cunning actions, so there's no real choices to make here. But go ahead and do it so that he gets the other stat boosts, like the increase to his health and everything. And then bump into his inventory real quick. I have nothing wrong with rogues. In fact, Thief is arguably the best subclass in the game. If you want a multi-class, strongly recommend considering Thief for any of your multi-class characters, because the bonus action that they get opens up just a world of possibilities for them. Give all the healing items to Shadowheart just for inventory management. Again, I'm a big fan of selling all the things you don't really need. I will give him a crossbow, because it does more damage than a shortbow. A dagger's probably okay. 4 to 9, there we go. Short sword, and if you have 2 short swords, give him 2. Just for now. We'll be changing that up a little bit later. If you hadn't seen this before, you can jump down into this little area, and there's this rock over here. Shadowheart should be able to lift it up if none of your other characters can. Just need to move it a hair, and then you find the chest that's underneath it. This comes with a map, which is stained, ragged, and has passed through countless hands. A little harp marks an area called Moonrise Towers, with a small inky crescent sketched in the nearby forest. Below the crescent is a more recent scrawl, Cache. Harper's notebook is a tattered collection of reports that are held together with a moon and harp seal. There is a frequent mention of sacrilegious activity among a local Selûnite sect. Selûnites, for those of you that don't know, are worshippers of Selûne, and they are the Shar, who Shadowheart worships, and Selûne are sister goddesses. and they are at war with each other perpetually. So again, I'm going to ignore that boar for now. You can talk to him. I just want to try something out that I haven't tried before. I'm going to search these crates. Grab this belladonna and the murgrass that's down here. You might find some clamshells. You can go ahead and pick those up because they're actually worth a little bit of money in the beginning of the game. So again, skipping over the Intellect Devourers for now. I'm going to go the long way and kind of avoid this whole section for a second. And we're going to go grab Laezel next, because starting as either Astarion, Shadowheart, or Gale, or Laezel, you miss out on the other characters that are supposed to be around the area. So I recommend you go and find those characters so that you don't get yourself killed too easily later in the beginning of the game. Now, this is kind of cheesy, but get used to doing it. If you take throw and throw one of these, get used to doing it as Char instead of... There you go. Instead of having the character drink it themselves. There's a couple reasons for that. One, potions act as AoEs, so if it's not just one character that is injured, you can clump them together and use one potion instead of two, which is just going to save you resources. But on top of that... Ooh, a shovel. On top of that, once you get Char to the Life Domain Cleric, she'll be more effective with her potions than anyone else. When she heals someone, they sometimes get temporary hit points, like things like that, that are more beneficial than if the person drank the potion on their own. So get used to just having her throw them.
Zoru was right. Yellow as a toad and twice as ugly.
The thing's dangerous. Leave it for the goblins to kill.
And if it escapes, how will you... Oh, a guest.
Your skull pounds in response to the prisoner's white-hot stare. Her lips don't move, yet you hear her voice.
Get rid of them.
I am glad that you're learning more. That is awesome. That's excellent feedback. Thank you. Alright, so there's a couple different ways that you can go about this. If you're trying to keep all the tieflings alive, because there is an achievement for doing that, you do not want to shoot the trap down, and you obviously don't want to attack them. Even though it's a deception roll, this is what you want to do to try and get them gone. Otherwise, it's going to cause a fight, and it's no good. You don't want that. If you want to attack them, you absolutely can. There's experience that you can get. They carry some decent items. I mean, feel free to do it if you're not looking for that achievement. No one's going to find out about it later on. But I'm going to go for that achievement because I haven't gotten it yet, so I'm going to try to deceive them. And another reason I like to keep a cleric on board is guidance. Don't sleep on guidance. Every single time that you are in a skill check, add guidance. Hit that X button, or if you're on PC, whatever it is, cast guidance. That way you have a guaranteed 1d4 to all of your skill check rolls. It is necessary. Do it. It's helpful.
He's right. Let's go. We need to check out that blast.
A blast? I could use more specifics.
You didn't hear it. Shook our camp good, so we came for a look.
I am in dire need of healing. Where is this camp? I know where it is, but you probably do too, and that's fine.
Northwest. Look for Nettie. Whatever your wound, she can mend it.
And be careful. There are goblin
Nettie.
traps everywhere.
Nymessa, come.
Enough gawking. Get me down.
Say please.
Never.
Alright, so you want to wait a hair. Let them get out of here.
Observe and listen.
Enough, George.
Okay.
Get
And
me
then
down.
switch to someone that has a ranged attack and shoot the base. It might take a couple tries.
The tadpole hasn't yet scrambled all your senses. Auspicious. But the longer we wait, the more it consumes. My people possess the cure for this infection. I must find a creche. You will join me.
Thinking she's in charge. You know, a simple thank you wouldn't go
You
amiss.
may as well suggest a wyvern bow to worms. The cure I offer will suffice as thanks.
See, she's so, like... she's daggers in the beginning. What exactly is a creche?
It is many things. A hatchery, a training grounds, a shelter. Githyanki protocol is clear. When infected with a Gale tadpole, we must report to Augustil for purification.
Hey, Crucible, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Alright, we journey together. Let's find this Kresh.
You have made an ally from Kresh Kalir. Few know such fortune. Call me Laezel. Come. The Horned Ones mentioned a camp. One there, this Zoru, has seen Githyanki. A Kresh must be near. We will ask this Zoru where he has seen my kin.
Cool. You want to level her up immediately. I think fighters don't have any choices at level 2 either, but they do get action surge, which is another, if you're thinking about multi-classing later, action surge is another good one. I'll give her astral knowledge. I almost always go with wisdom because it increases her perception. Perception, in my opinion, is one of the more important skills to have. Now that I have the 2 of them, I will have Gale go ahead and do Long Strider on both of them. Remember from the last stream, like I said, don't sleep on Long Strider. That extra movement speed, it seems kind of silly, but it's extremely helpful and it'll keep you alive. Alright, now we're going to come back here and we're going to talk to this Mind Flayer. The only reason that I wait to talk to him is just in the off chance that it goes wrong, because this actually has happened to me before.
You approach the dying monster. This is the thing that abducted you. You could end its life here and now, if only you didn't feel compassion. Compassion. The poor creature is on the brink of death, but there's still time. You'd give your life to save it, to nurse it back to health. But then the feeling slips. The creature's mind seems to focus elsewhere.
We're just going to go ahead and break free right now. I'm not even going to risk it.
Lies exhausted, defeated. Its eyes, wet orange pearls, radiate malice.
And we're going to close those eyes forever. You can totally leave it to die if you want to. That's entirely optional. But screw them. I have totally failed on a check there before. I think there's a clip of it actually on Twitch. During my Karlach playthrough, she tried to like see what was going on and had to resist it a little bit later, and I failed the roll. You only needed a 5 and I rolled a 4, and it gets ugly. It comes to life and it does a mind blast that instantly, like, Karlach died immediately. 2 of my other characters died instantly after that one attack, and then I was left with Gale and had to run away. It was pretty bad.
Wicked little beasts. They'll down.
So now we can come over here, we can take out those Intellect Devourers from the beginning. This is kind of optional. I mean, there's nothing like super special around here, but it's a little bit of extra experience and a couple extra things to sell, so why not? Just try to watch out for the fire. That's what's going to kill you in this fight. There we go. I recommend using all of their special abilities, at least in the beginning of the game. It's going to be more helpful to you. Quoth is probably going to die pretty quickly in this fight, and that's fine. Just get him somewhere to distract those enemies. That's his entire purpose, is just keeping you alive. He doesn't do a lot of damage. He is just a distraction. Now, at this point, we don't have those blue restoration things anymore, so we don't want to waste our spell slots unless we absolutely need to, at least for the first couple of levels. Later on, we're going to be firing spells like crazy, but right now, just trust me, stick with Ray of Frost. Nice. See, putting him there, that's 2 attacks that are not on your main crew. That's helpful, right?
Some healing for a wizard in need.
Alright, we're gonna put her
Keep going.
up here. I know Gale is struggling right now. Don't worry about using any of her spell slots to heal, okay? Again, it's just gonna be a waste. I will have her heal him, but not with a spell. Again, I'll just have her throw a potion right at him. And we'll have Laezel come up. She's not gonna be able to come close enough to do a melee, but that's fine. We'll have her take that one out. Now we come back to Astarion.
Sounds like fun.
Nice. And remember, if you do like a special attack or something, like, and he doesn't do, just use your bonus actions is what I'm trying to say. Try to make sure that these things die. 94, 99. I typically try to choose the attacks that are going to have a higher chance to hit over the ones that are going to do more damage. There we go. Now we should be able to take this thing out with a ranged attack from her. We'll switch her to her melee, which has a 10% better chance to hit.
Perhaps our
And does
survival
more damage.
isn't such a distant prospect.
And there's this guy. Oh, thanks for the follow, man. Appreciate it. I do like to keep these on hand. Sometimes they come into play. I don't use them probably as often as I should, but they are helpful, especially for your rogue characters that have the bonus actions to burn on them.
Let's have a peek inside.
That goes for any kind of poison or weapon coating. Have her heal Gale again. Don't worry about the chance to hit. It's always going to have some ridiculous number on there. Just, it will 99 times out of 100 hit them. All of them will follow you. Pay attention a little bit later in the game as the jumps become more complex, because your lower strength characters will not be able to keep up in the same way, and you might find yourself leaving someone behind that you have to manually bring over in some way. So just keep an eye out for that. You don't want to end up in a fight and be down a person because they're on the other side of the map still. Cool. Alright, so don't use these. Save your scrolls. Don't sell your scrolls. Don't use them either. They are excellent for two reasons. One, some of them are like super situational, and you don't want to use it. You'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. You know what I mean? The other reason for that too is Shadowheart. Shadowheart, like all those memes online of her missing everything with all of her attacks, and like, yeah, it's a thing. Like, she just sucks in terms of combat. But if you hold on to the scrolls, then that gives her just a whole other option during combat of things to do. I'm going to do this very delicately because honestly, this is a challenging fight. I don't know why. It shouldn't be as challenging as it is, but for me, for whatever reason, this always becomes one of the more difficult fights in the game. The next two fights, in my opinion, are the two most challenging fights in the game. You probably could wait until you're level 3, but it's not wholly necessary, and if you can pull it off, you'll just get the withers that much faster, which is exactly what we're trying to do. So, before this fight, make sure that you have Thunder Wave. Yeah, see, I didn't even have it on me. And make sure that you have Sleep prepared. If you are a wizard. Obviously, if you're not a wizard, don't worry about this part, but make sure, in my opinion, those two are the ones that you want to have on. Let's go.
You! Not another step, hear me? Boss! Got company up here!
What's this then? Trying to creep around us and loot the crypt? Not happening. Or is it the ship you're after? Don't matter either way. It's ours. All of it.
You can try to deceive or intimidate them to get them to run away. I wouldn't really, or persuade them even. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it because you're missing out on some experience, and they all have a bunch of items that would be beneficial to you as well in the early game trying to sell. The whole reason that I like to collect like every little thing, at least initially, is to save up money for withers. He costs gold to respec your characters, so making sure that you have that money to do so when you get him is imperative. So we're going to have him step up, and like I said, you want to have Thunder Wave equipped. Oh, you douche. Alright, cool. Hopefully, with any luck, you'll knock him off that. That way you deal with him a turn later. But that didn't happen, and that's okay. We're going to have him back up a little bit. You want them back here if you can, because this lady is going to hurl spells at you from a distance. So just try and protect your characters. Either get them behind this right here, or over here. Astarion, let's have you stick with... Oh, actually, case in point, toxins are helpful. We'll just stick with ranged attacks, so that we can keep him back here as well. Shadowheart. I don't want to waste her spell slots. Go ahead and do a Invoke Duplicity here, because that will make them... Oops. Hopefully a little bit easier to hit. And then we're going to have her come in. I'm not worried about 4 damage necessarily. Wait, what? That shouldn't have provoked an opportunity attack. That was silly. Yeah, she can go ahead and use her second wind now. And then get her back here as well, so that that person needs to move and the other person can't attack us. I don't know why she did that. But alright. Gale, have you back up a little bit. Make sure this isn't going to provoke anything. Jeez. Since he came up to meet me, we're going to go ahead and just do that. Wow. Critical miss. Fantastic. Off to a good start here. How's everyone doing on health? Laezel. I should heal you. I'm not going to, but I should. Okay. At this point, have her drink a potion. We'll have her do... just try and take him out. We're going to go ahead and use an action surge here. There we go. One less to deal with. I don't like that she's standing in acid, but I don't see anywhere else that's arguably better to move her right now. Ooh, man. And that's why sleep is good, right there. That's a bummer. Okay, so what we're going to do is have her move... Let's have her move up, and then you can change their turn... Ah, it's going to provoke. He's not going to make it far enough. Shoot. That way he can heal. Wow, Astarion, you are failing me hard right now. Have her throw a potion of healing down. Amazingly, that did only hit Gale. That should have hit all 3 of them. That's a sad day.
On I go.
Let's have her back it up a little bit. That way at least she stays alive. Oof. We'll use a spell slot to give him an AC boost right now because this fight is not going very well. Probably just kept him alive. Nice. Alrighty. Let's head back to Shadowheart, get her up here again. No, don't want you to help him. Don't want you to jump. Just want you to get a little closer. Hit all 3 of them. There we go. See how that hit all 3 of them? And now Gale stands up on his own. You didn't waste anything trying to get her up.
Mistra Rill.
Good there. There's nothing you can do except for maybe... No, can't do that. Let's give him a potion of speed. That way he has another action. Because this is getting dangerous. Have him back up. Oh my gosh, it didn't say that it would provoke. Ah, this is not going well. Alright, back it up a hair. Ah, you're killing me, Gale. 12. Yikes. Wow. I might lose. Shadow Hearts. Let's see here. But I did say these are the hardest ones in the game. I wasn't kidding about that. Let's pick them back up. And then we'll have her also use one of those potions. That way she can throw another potion on Astarion. That'll be her turn. Gale, you can't do anything else this turn, can you? No. That's fine. Let's have him drink one of those potions. I got lucky with how many potions I found here. Alright. Can you do anything, Laezel? You can. Okay, there we go. Good lord. I will hold off on that. Here she comes. Gale, can you attack without moving? Because you're probably going to trip. Oh, let's try it. Yep. Figured that would happen. It's okay. Ice is consistently my worst enemy in this game. Alright, get him to back up. Nice. Okay, now we're down to one enemy left. Let's go ahead and... we'll save our healing potions for now. I'm going to try to get her to attack this one, but... Huh. Surprisingly didn't fall. There it is. Okay, we'll have her jump to avoid the ice. Ooh. There it is. Woo! Man, that was close. That was a tough one. Just be strategic with what you got, that's all. I got lucky and pulled a bunch of speed potions, so using those was pretty much critical to my success right there. You only ever need one shovel, so the rest of them that you find you can sell. Man, my heart is beating after that one. Look at all the stuff that they have. It was so worth it. I do that all the time. Always walk into those vines. Alright. Ooh, careful under that. During that fight, you can knock this block off of this foundation, and it falls and hits that, and if there's anyone standing over that edge, they drop into the room below, which seems really helpful, but if you do it, then you're just going to have more enemies during the next fight, and they will be prepared for you, which is something that we don't want to happen. That can go to camp. We're going to pick up our first torch. And then, alright, before we knock on that door, we're going to go ahead and take a short rest.
More than prepared.
Make sure everyone is topped up here. If you have any extra healing potions, use them.
Control yourself.
Am I ready for this right now? I think so. Let's try it.
Everything all right out there?
Now, talking to this guy, we want to try and trick him, okay? Either performance or deception works, whichever one is better for you. I have the same role in both, so let's be nicer a little bit. Yes, it's me, let me in. Again, guidance always. Crap. Alright, that's going to make it a little harder, but that's okay. It's still
Think
doable.
I'm stupid? Don't know who you are or what you've done with the boss. But if you come through that door, you're getting a knife in the guts.
Crap. Have him come over here.
With pleasure.
Lockpick the door quickly. Add guidance, because why wouldn't you not? Says the whole point... Oh, shoot. I don't like that I just took damage from that trap. Let's have everyone kind of group together a little better. You don't have to do everything perfectly in honor mode, and that's kind of... I'm glad that these mistakes are happening so that you can see that, because it is totally possible to have things go a little awry and still come out on top. Now, ideally, what happens there is the guy on the other side of the door, you take him out real quick, and then you come over here. Now, you see how these guys are all lined up and ready and waiting for me? If I had successfully convinced that guy that I was the other guy, they wouldn't even know that I'm here. You can trigger these oil barrels, and the fight just becomes a lot easier. So, this is now going to be very tricky. I'm just thinking right now, trying to decide... Oh! That would have been helpful. Trying to decide if there's something that I can do to prepare for the fight. Oh, there is! Aha! Let's have Astarion throw a grease bottle.
By itself.
Try and get everyone to go slow and creep over here a little bit so no one gets seen.
Only silence. Must be lonesome to be a forgotten god.
Normally the patron god is obvious. Not here.
I don't think he's going to get quite close enough to do that. Oh, he can do it from there? Good. Alright, start there. Whew! Alright. There we go. That started off a little bit better. Now at least they're on fire. Goodness. Gale did take a hit with that, though, so that's no bueno. Quoth come up here. We'll do Rend Division. Of course he misses. That's okay. He's just there to distract. Have everyone try and get out of the line of fire if they can. Yeah, we'll stay with that for now. It's okay. Gale, should probably have you go ahead and use our last potion, which is going to be not great.
Good move.
We don't actually want him to use Ray of Frost and the risk that it might interrupt the... Oh, plus... Oh, no, I don't want him going over there. Bone Chill it is. One character down. He's probably going to take some hits here, which is not going to be great, but... Rude. He just light himself on fire? Hilarious. Alright, now we're gonna have her... There we go. Careful of going prone on ice. Get her as close to him as we can. And then we'll do a potion. Which will heal both of them. And then have her get out of the line of fire. At least a little bit more. Laezel. We'll have her step up in front of Gale, but I don't want her just standing in the fire. Yikes. Nice. I don't know if I can reach that far to dip this in. Nice, I can. Sweet. Yikes. Alright. Dang. Let's have him use that last potion of speed. Oh, goodness. Alright. Please start focusing on Laezel. Leave my weaker characters alone. Thank you. This is dangerous. That's gonna be... have her use a healing word on Laezel. Laezel. Action surge. And we'll have her punch again. Oh, Gale, you're killing me. That did a lot of damage to her, too. Yikes.
Feel their anguish.
These critical misses, man. Killing me. This will be a close one. This will be a real close one. Alright. Do we have any more healing potions lying around? No? Okay. In that case, we're gonna help Gale up. We're gonna heal ourselves. That was probably a waste. Yeah, just... not quite. Oh no. Oh no. Oh yeah. I'm gonna lose. Wow.
You will not take me.
I am going to lose this fight.
On the move.
Keep going. Keep going. Get out of there. Whew. Man, that was rough. That was bad news, Bears.
However, for reasons that cannot be disclosed, it is of vital importance that my death be remedied at your earliest convenience. You may rest assured that I do not speak out of self-preservation alone. Many lives depend on my return to the living within the span of 2 days. I trust I've made myself clear.
So this is something that happens uniquely when Gale dies for the first time, and it's actually really interesting. How am I supposed to bring you back to life?
I have upon my deceased person a magical item that can accomplish my return. But such is the value and rarity that it is protected by a multi-layered security protocol. I will now explain the protocol. Step 1 is to retrieve from my person a pouch I wear over my heart. Next, you must unthread the purple seam that seals it in a counterclockwise fashion. Do not touch any other colored strand. Inside the pouch, you will find a folded letter and a tiny flute. Unfold the letter and note the markings in the top and bottom corners. These are the notes you will need to play. Starting from the bottom right, play the notes in correct order, clockwise this time. Upon completion of the tune, a magma method will appear, which will pose the following question. Iskcha Chisnaga. This is Ignan for what is my name? The answer is Kasitrak Ash. Pronounce the name correctly, and the mephit will breathe on the letter. Stay clear, because the little scamp can melt metal. Words will now appear on the letter's surface, effectively turning the letter into a scroll of true resurrection. Use it to bring me back to life.
This is all ridiculously elaborate, is definitely something Laezel would say.
I think ingenious is the word you're looking for. Now, repeat my instructions back to me, please. Humor me.
Come again?
I need to be absolutely certain you understand.
Fine, I'll play along. Retrieve
And
the pouch.
next?
It's the purple cord.
Right.
Counterclockwise.
You then have access to the letter and the flute. Go on.
Is it the bottom
Remember
right
to
corner?
play them clockwise. And after that?
Cast G Trackash.
But pay attention to the track part. Ch is back of the throat. And so we have gone through the necessary steps again. It is gratifying to see your memory does not fail you. Best of luck with the protocol. May my cold, dead hands soon be refilled with the warmth of life so they can shake yours in gratitude.
We actually already have the pouch, so we'll go ahead and open
The pouch
it.
is sealed with differently colored strands of thread.
We're going to pull the purple thread in a counterclockwise fashion as instructed.
As the purple thread becomes undone, the pouch opens to reveal a letter and flute inside.
We're going to take the scroll and the flute. Read the scroll. The page is blank except for 4 letters, one in every corner. So we start in the bottom right, so it's D-E-A-D. That's easy enough.
This is the flute Gale kept on his person. A faint magical aura envelops its wooden surface.
We want to play individual notes. Thank you for the posture check in the water. I will... oh, there he is. I was going to say wait until he comes back in the room, but there he is. And we have another surprise guest today. Hi. Hi, Concon. Concon want a Treato? Yeah, he does. Up here. Up here. There we go. Steelyx Treato. Come on, Con. Up. Nope, not for Steely. You already had yours. Come on. Come on. There he is. There's the Concon. He's a good boy. Double Treatos. Posture check and the hydrate. Oh, man. Thank you very much.
The flute awaits with bated breath.
All right, D. E. A. D.
Iskcha Chisnaga.
That's the one that ends in Ash.
Daya Zoom.
And over Gale's letter.
Tinu Frantha Manthra Gale.
Hooray! Now we have a scroll of true resurrection. You don't actually need to use this right this second. In fact, I recommend you don't. You want to hold on to that because it's actually a really good item to have. See, I'm not, like, I feel a little embarrassed that I lost that fight, but it's not the end of the world because as long as you can escape the fight, you can bring everyone back, group them all back up together. We can get the heck out of here. Whew! And we can then go and rest at the camp and try again. And do that in any situation that you are having problems. If you know that you're about to lose a fight, don't be ashamed, run away. I mean, this is still early on in the game, but if you're like 60 hours into your campaign and you're about to lose a fight, don't ruin your campaign, you know, for your pride. Like, run away. Be safe and do it over. So I'm kind of glad that that happened. Still a little embarrassed by it, but that's okay. We're going to live to see another day, and that's the important part. I like picking up all the incense at every camp, and there's some plates that are worth a lot of money too. Again, for, you know, the purpose of buying and selling items, building up your money. Books are worth a decent amount of money, so you can sell them for like 16, I think. Or they're worth 16, but you don't actually sell them for that high. Come over here. We'll end the day. Yep, we are absolutely going to rest. while we're here, might as well go ahead and take an opportunity to talk to everyone. You know, we wanted to develop their characters and the story and all that kind of fun stuff anyway, so...
we're resting here. Turning in for the night.
It's no feather bed, but it'll do.
I suppose. I'm not really sure what I expected, really. This is all a little new. The night normally means bustling streets, bursting taverns. Curling up in the dirt and resting is, a little novel.
Give it a try. We'll need to be fresh for tomorrow. Ugh, yeah, we will.
I'm in no place to rest yet. Today has been a lot. I need some time to think things through. To process this. You sleep. I'll keep watch.
Thank you. I'll sleep better for that.
The pleasure is all mine. Sweet dreams.
Now, you don't have to follow my dialogue exactly here, obviously, based on who you want to romance or who you want to interact with, who's in your party. You can talk to him however you want to.
It's quite a trick, coming back from the dead. If only we were all so lucky.
I would recommend being a little nicer to Shadowheart, but you don't actually need to be, especially if you're playing Dark Urge. Be as mean as you want. Tell me about yourself, Astarion.
What's to tell? I'm a magistrate back in the city. It's all rather tedious.
Fair enough. He's got nothing new to say.
What were you two talking about?
We were just discussing the next steps.
I see. I'd be careful with Astarion.
Alright, one last person to talk to, and then we'll get back to business.
A monster forms inside us, yet you waste time with idle chatter.
Good to have you back with us. Thanks to you, my common vocabulary has grown considerably.
Do you know much about mind flayers?
I understand much beyond your comprehension. More to the point, I know the cure for our condition. It is imperative we locate a creche. You do well to observe more and question less.
No, thank you. Do you know what happens if we don't find a cure?
Yes, in great detail. It starts with a fever and memory loss. Then you start to hallucinate. Your hair falls out, and you bleed from every orifice. Your bones will change form. Your jaw will split to allow room for 4 great tentacles. All skin will turn to gore and be shed to reveal new flesh underneath. Then you have ceased to exist, and a mind flayer is born.
That's not going to happen because we will find a cure.
Words forged in steel. May your actions express the same metal. We must find my kind and be rid of the parasite. It's as simple as that. The first symptoms should have long since started, though. That is what puzzles me.
You're worried we haven't changed? Isn't that good news?
Yes, if you give it no further thought. But anomalies lead to surprises. Bad surprises. Besides, what hasn't happened may yet come to pass.
I'll go through the dialogue, why not? You look so unusual. Githyanki are rare in these parts.
I expect I am your first.
I've crossed paths with Githyanki before.
And they didn't cut you from navel to neck. Well, perhaps they were otherwise occupied. I am still getting used to people like you. I know of your kind, but I do not often encounter them. That large, fleshy nose of yours looks like a mistake.
Come on now, it isn't that large.
Decadent, then. Lacking in economy. Like so much of this world and its undisciplined people.
Alright, that's that. Well, let's go ahead and rest. I'm gonna auto-select. Oh, nice. Worked out.
Sleep is a hazy oasis on the far side of a desert of worry. You know exactly what this illithid parasite will do to you. Within 7 days, you'll become a mind flayer. But what about the bomb in your chest? Ceramorphosis is likely to destabilize it. What then?
Consider that it'll explode, flattening an area larger than Waterdeep.
You imagine the explosion. Thousands will die. You have to stop it. Ceramorphosis and the orb itself. You'll need to drain magical energy from a powerful artifact soon. As you contemplate your hubris, your eyelids grow heavier and heavier.
Excuse me, Mr. Dekarios. Mr. Dekarios! Yoo-hoo!
Oh my gosh.
Destiny is at your door. Will you at least twitch the curtain?
Tara!
Well, it isn't the mother of all magic, lucky for you. You look terrible. Are you eating?
Goodness, I'd forgotten. Thank the gods you reminded me before I starved to death.
I won't be teased, heckled, pestered, or vexed, Mr. Dekarios. Not before I've had my due.
Oh, this is brand new. This is awesome. Well, not... It's part of Gale's origin. You don't get to see this scene otherwise.
That's it. No one manages the nuances quite like you.
Dare I ask what you're doing here?
Making sure you keep on the straight and narrow, as is my task in this weary life. I looked away for a moment just once, and look where it got us. You, a living doomsday device. The shame!
Nestled amongst your books and papers, Tara bore witness to your greatest triumphs and your greatest failure. You made yourself a walking cataclysm, the annihilation brewing within you, just about held at bay by your constant consumption of magical objects. Tara saw it all, but never left your side.
Speaking of which, I brought you something for your tummy troubles.
Oh. She gives you the first artifact. Interesting. Oh, I love this.
With magic. The Nethery's orb within you shudders, longing to consume, to devour. It must be satisfied.
We have a great deal of catching up to do. Eat that, have a wash, and for the love of all that's dear, a shave. Then you can fill me in on what I've missed.
Thank you, Tara. I really needed this.
Of course, Mr. Dekarios. What else are friends for? Now eat up. If you explode and kill us all, I'll be furious.
Oh my god, I love her. This is amazing. Oh goodness. So those of you, I'm not even going to call it a spoiler warning. Those of you that have played through the game before knows that Gale has to consume Nethery's artifacts, magical items, every so often in order to stay alive. And that's so cool. Oh, that's actually really good too. I almost don't want to have him eat it. Decorated with a hummingbird, rod of jade and sapphire, this ring evokes the sheer wonderful quickness of that animal. I mean, I've never used it before. Might as well consume. Oh, that's so cool! Oh, I love it.
Breathe a little easier. The magic you consumed has staved off the dark hunger within you. For now.
That's so cool. So yeah, if you're playing as any other character, you have to constantly feed him. I mean, it's not constantly. You have to feed him 3 magical items. And that seems a little aggressive at first, especially your first time playing through the game, because you're like, oh no, all my magical items are going to go to this, like, raving lunatic. But it's totally fine. You just have to give him, like, 3 of the weakest items in the game, and you're good to go.
Oh, goodness. That thing on your face is even worse than I remember.
What's wrong with my beard?
Mr. Dekarios, if you have to ask, there's no hope for you at all. Please tell me you've at least made inroads when it comes to finding someone to settle down with. Myself and Mrs. Dekarios are starting to think you intend to die alone.
You've been visiting my mother.
Naturally. After you abandoned her, there was only me left to keep her company. She's very good company, though. Ah, the stories we've traded over toast and tea. You're a highly entertaining source of speculation. But speculation only goes so far. Tell me, Mr. Dekarios, how have you been?
Oh, this is great. I love new content. I actually was abducted on a nautiloid and infected with an illithid parasite.
Oh, well, that is... How long do you have?
days rather than 10 days.
Days? Mistra Preservus, Mr. Decarius. Gale, you are the finest mind, the finest wizard I have ever had the pleasure to know. If anyone can beat this thing, it is you. When you tried to control the weave, when it all went, pardon my language, belly up, I was terrified. Scared you'd be hurt. Scared Mistra would punish you for your transgression. But do you know what never crossed my mind? That you wouldn't figure a way out of it. My clever friend never leaves a knot knotted. This parasite is one more knot, so get to tugging threads. And, Mr. Decarius, please, the beard. I'd cut it down myself if I could hold a razor.
Oh, she is wonderful. I hope she's always in my camp.
Right, Mr. Decarius?
How are things back in Waterdeep?
More or less the same, though news of some mad faction calling themselves absolutists is starting to trickle in. I told your mother not to worry, that if they were anything to worry about, Baldur's Gate would handle things quick sharp, keep them from spreading their tendrils north. She still wants to know when she'll see you again, sir. I avoid giving any answers, but she misses you.
This is absolutely my favorite addition to any Origins character so far. This is incredible. I miss her too.
Tell her. With my cat flap of displacement, I can afford the occasional visit. I'd bring you along if I could. Perhaps someday. Anyhow, I'm keeping my senses pricked for any sign of another item that might be of use to you. Hopefully something will turn up soon. You focus on that parasite. I dare say turning into a mind flayer may set that bomb off as quick as anything. No time to waste.
Oh, I love it. That was excellent.
What is it, Mr.
What else do you got for me,
Decarius?
Tara? Let's give her a good scritch. My dog is like right up against the TV right now.
Mistra, that's lovely.
Steely boy, come here. I'll give you a scritch. Come here.
I was sure I saw you with one of our more magical and more valuable items earlier. Any idea where it is now?
I'd rather not discuss it.
Yes, but I'd rather not lose any more valuable artifacts if it's all the same to you. I don't care what you do with them. We all have our secrets. Just don't empty my pack to feed whatever it is you have going on.
I'm curious what they have to say about this because this is all new.
Something the matter?
Alright, she has nothing. While I'm here, before I forget, let's get Mage Armor out. And Quoth. And yes, you can buff your characters in camp. You might as well when you have the opportunity to, because it's just going to save you a hassle later. With a couple exceptions that we'll get into when the time comes. Nope, not telling anyone about that yet. I love having her in the camp. That's so interesting. That's the best addition that I've seen so far. And they all have neat things that happen, but that is excellent. I think he just became my favorite Origins character. So we've slept, we've buffed.
Indolence breeds madness.
She needs to use Astral Knowledge.
Which way to the nearest library?
And let's go back. Alright, back to the game. Now that we can do this a little bit easier because at least 3 of them are dead. The rest of this should go a little bit smoother, hopefully. 1, 2... Oh, the guy are hiding right behind the door. I see you.
While the iron is hot.
Alright, Quoth. Can you get close enough to... No? Oh, maybe. Little tip with Quoth. If you have him fly, he'll do literally like the Raven flies and make a beeline for where he needs to go. So often that will increase his movement speed, which is definitely helpful.
Death is but a word away.
Alright, you've already attacked, so let's get you over here. What do you got? Let's do a piercing shot. I've already hit you, so let's hit you again. Nice. And we'll get you over here.
Over here.
Oh, good. Glad that missed. Let's have you come up. There's probably a waste to do that. I should have just done a regular attack, but it is what it is. Have him come out. He's going to attack Quoth, hopefully, and that'll give us an extra... Nope. Quoth will attack him, though.
This is your end.
Use your abilities, folks. Good job, Quoth. Nice. Now he's blinded, so now his attacks are even more likely to miss. Fantastic. Yeah, Quoth, you're fine right there. Take out his main weapons. He's not bleeding yet, so we'll do a piercing strike. That's his attack right there, so that was well done. Can you try to kill her, please? Oh, you silly, silly, silly. Alright. Yeah, that's fair. Quoth. Again, we're gonna fly, because look, now she can reach.
The witching hour.
Let's have some fun.
Oh, thank God for that critical. Woo! Astarion, just try to stay alive.
Let my name be known.
Oh, Laezel, you're killing me. Alright, you can't do anything there. Let's have you heal yourself. Or not. And we'll have you use Healing Word on Astarion. That might have been a waste. It's 2 spell slots for the day, but we'll survive. We'll get through this. Because Laezel is just blocking the way. Alright, then, I guess, hang out? Can you heal yourself in any way? No. Jeez.
A little help, please.
Yeah, you're probably gonna die, Shadowheart. That's okay, though. We're gonna kill her now. Hopefully. Oh my gosh. No luck. Please, someone, go in there and kill her. 1 health. Survived way too long. Can you get over here and flank her? No. It's alright, though. Where are you going?
On I go. Victory awaits. I will not know failure.
There. Gee, see? Alright, perfect case in point right there. Don't worry about if you're struggling in a fight. You can always back away, come back to it with a fresh face. Try again when you're feeling a little bit more spruced up. These things happen, but don't panic. Just do what you can to evade, keep yourself alive, and come back to it again later. You can get through this. Whew! Thank you. That was brutal. Hey, Murloc, what's going on? Again, I'm going to grab as many food items as I can. It takes 80 camp supplies to rest in honor mode, and that adds up quick. So just take as much as you can whenever you can. Water's worth a little bit of money, so I like to pick those up. Pretty much my cutoff at this point is going to be bulk items like that, or anything that's worth 5 or more. And if you're having trouble seeing, hey look, you can light the torches. Alright, we're going to go ahead and grab all of these and send them over to Laezel because my inventory is getting filled up. That'll do, I think. Nope. Didn't mean to do that. Hey Gale, how you doing? Although he can wear light armor, so why don't I go ahead and give him that instead. And Shadow Hearts. This is better for you, I believe. Yes. And I don't mind the way that it looks on her either. I will be focusing mostly on mechanics, statistics. I'm not worried about how they look for the most part. Sometimes I'll throw them in clothes if they're wearing something that's really ridiculous looking, but that doesn't happen very often. It will later. It will certainly happen later. His undergarment is lacy pink. So much respect.
No lock, no handle. How does it open?
Again, I'm just searching for books for money mostly, although I highly recommend reading them, which is why I'm going to go ahead and read them, because I enjoy doing it. You may have also noticed that I've been adding things directly to my wares as I've been picking them up. It'll save you a lot of inventory management time later on in the game if you do that. So, something I recommend.
You do not recognize the language on the plaque.
Not all of them can be winners.
Something over there.
I'm going to go ahead and pull this lever that's over here. A lot of the armors in this game do look pretty good, but there's some that are kind of odd. Unfortunately, 2 of my favorite pieces are probably the ugliest in the entire game, in my opinion. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Finding all kinds of books in this playthrough. It's awesome. Money, 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 money. Alright, so now we scoop back out, and then this door is open because we flipped that lever. You don't need to turn on all the lights. I won't be turning on a majority of them, but sometimes it does help to see a little bit. Alright, so feel free to step on top of these traps, the grates. Don't worry about them so much.
Be careful.
Like, they don't actually activate the trap. You do want to go ahead and disarm them, but don't fret if you're about to step on top of one.
There are traps.
The only thing that'll open up the trap here is opening that tomb without disarming it, the sarcophagus. And then there's the button which deactivates the trap if you do happen to set it off. I like to do this just in the off chance that I do end up triggering the trap. You know, you can fail on these ones 1,000 times and not set them off, so why not take the minute and do so. See? Case in point right there. Whoops. I didn't mean to use an inspiration. Oh, that was a waste. Don't use your inspiration right there. Absolutely a waste to do that. I'm just used to pressing buttons from Pillars of Eternity, which has a totally different feel. Yep, there it is. Guidance wore off. So we'll go ahead and reapply that. It lasts like 10 turns, I think, which is a fairly significant amount of time. I do like holding on to all of the arrows of fire. I give them to, well, depending on how you build your characters, either give them to Shadow Heart, so she has something to shoot, or give them to your archer. Holy Water, I give to Shadow Heart. Well, there's another one. See, I just failed that. I didn't re-roll it. I just accepted it. You lose a disarm kit, and you try again. It's not going to actually set off the trap. Sometimes it does, but in this case it does not. Oh, soul coins. Hold on to these. Definitely pick those up and do not sell them or anything.
I prefer gold.
Alright, I think that's everything in here. All the traps are disarmed. So at this point, if we screw this up, which we didn't, but that's fine. Alright, take the key. Now, the Watcher's Guide. First real magic item. Well, not in this file, apparently, but it's the first real magic item that you come across. And it's garbage. It's one of the worst items in the game, let alone magic items. Time is dampened to the spear's sheen, but the center glows a faint blue. The magic it exudes feels old, terrible, and divine. The spear was given to its previous owner for his unerring loyalty, even after death. I do equip that to Shadowheart, usually. Yes, it gives her a slight boost in damage, and it gives her the True Strike ability, which, I mean, it doesn't give you the ability to cast that spell, but it automatically gains True Strike when you miss your first. Since she misses so often, it tends to be more beneficial for her. It's also usually the first item that I end up giving to Gale if I'm not playing as him, so it's just not a good ability. Don't do that. Don't go to that ancient door. That's the wrong door. That spits you back out to the beginning of the game. That's that locked door that you come across. You want to go this way, using that key that you just found. You come into this room.
Scribes.
And do yourself a favor, even if you haven't been lighting the torches so far, go ahead and light that one.
Look at that. Jurgle, the scribe of the dead. This chapel must be ancient.
But yeah, go ahead and pull the weapons off of all of these skeletons that you find in this room. There should be, I think, 4 or 5 of them. 1, 2, 3. That's 4. And don't do that just because I'm a loot goblin and want to pick up all the monies. There is actually a good reason for this. Yes, that's the 5th one over in the corner over there. That heavy key, that'll open up the other door on the far side. We're gonna come in here. Another soul coin. Hold on to those. Do not sell them. They are so worth holding on to. How much are you worth? Only 1? Not
Chained up book in a long abandoned temple. Ooh, temptation, old friend. We meet again.
This book is far lighter than it should be with such a massive lock.
We'll do the wizard ability while we have the opportunity to. Knock the lock open with a spell.
As the lock opens, a loose page comes with it. Magic pulses from the parchment. What was once script is now an obliterated scrawl. You have a sense these are names, a list. But of what?
And then we're going to do religion check to examine the book more closely. Once you cast guidance in that first turn, you should have it already applied. Just a future reference.
Gods. These are the names of gods, once lost but now restored after the Second Sundering. The last 3 names in this book sit close together, but are so devastated by the scrawl as to be unreadable. Entire pantheons have dwindled and been reborn, silently recorded by this book.
And the reason that you want to do that is for the inspiration. Both Gale and Shadowheart get one right there, which is nice. But also, it has this inside of it, Scroll of Ray of Enfeeblement. Arguably one of the worst spells, but it's still something that's going to help you, or you can sell it later if you don't want to use it. Have her stand next to Astarion. There we go. Now you guys are topped off. My back is tight. Tight.
What's that?
I'm gonna go ahead and push that button. So, the reason that you want to loot those skeletons beforehand is because now that you've taken away all of their weapons, they are useless, and this will be a very, very, very easy fight. Hopefully, should be a very easy fight for you. You want her to run up to the warrior. The warrior's the toughest one.
No time to waste.
So you want her to just step right up to him. Oh, man. Laezel, you're killing me. Gale, let's have you step up like here. Oh, I forgot to resummon Quoth. Whoops. That's fine.
Let's turn someone inside out. Let's go.
Gale, we're gonna... Or, sorry, Astarion, we're gonna have him go up here. take this one out.
Can't afford to let up.
Don't worry about wasting your like lacerates and bleed effects on these guys. They are skeletons. They don't have blood. They're immune to it. See, he literally throws a rock. Like, that's his special, you know? Because you took away their weapons. So, it's worth doing. Don't worry about Fog Cloud. It's a silly spell. This one might actually do the same. Nope. There we go. They effectively just wasted that entire first turn. I love it. So we're going to have him come up like here. We're going to go ahead and do Bone Chill. That's what I forgot. Make sure you use Bone Chill. That's the whole reason that I took this spell, is for this fight, because it gives them disadvantage on their attacks. Doesn't do a lot of damage, but it's helpful for staying alive.
A better position.
Alright, can you get close enough to... There's one down.
I will ascend.
You just keep swinging.
What's the plan? Heading there.
So come up here, get out of the fog cloud so you're no longer blinded. I guess help her kill that. Ooh, that was a painful rock.
I cannot take much more. Swiftly now.
Okay, we're just gonna have him drink a potion so he doesn't die.
Can you feel
There you
death's
go.
cold grip?
Astarion, can you catch up to that? Not quite. How about if you do this? Nice, dude. Alright.
Time to strike.
Ugh, this sucks. But, is that one also blinded? It is, so let's have you do this instead. Because that one's blinded, it couldn't make an opportunity attack, and obviously, you know, killing that thing is more beneficial than dealing with this cloud of fog. So let's have her go up there. You
Have to keep
shimmy out over here. That's fine.
It shall be done.
Let's have you go up. One less to deal with. Okay, it's not actually going to be 30 because the second he walks out of here, he's no longer blind.
Victory awaits. Let my name be
Same.
known.
Need to stay focused.
Well, she's still critically missed, but that's fine. Let's have you come up here. I moved her into a very terrible spot. She can't do anything from here. So that's on me. He's hitting hard with those rocks. Oh, I forgot to have her equip her melee. Whenever you're standing next to someone, have them equip a melee weapon, because it's going to enable them to do opportunity attacks. Bone chill. Okay, this guy should drop here, hopefully, if everything hits.
Time to strike.
Nice. There we go.
Look, my path be true.
Ready.
Undead did not surrender their
Nice.
secrets lightly.
Alright.
Something drove
You don't have to
them
loot these guys, you've already looted them. We're gonna go ahead and short rest to heal them up again. Alrighty, heavy chest. You're gonna get the Amulet of Lost Voices, which is one of my favorite items for a very long time. What this does is it gives you Speak with the Dead, which is fantastic for so many reasons. It is a wonderful spell to have. And what I would recommend doing is finding a corpse and casting it on it as soon as you can, whenever you can. At least like at the start of every extended rest. The reason for that is once you do it the first time, it'll actually highlight the enemies that you can use it on to have conversations later. So it just, instead of like casting it on every single thing that you come across, you do it once and then you look for the green highlight. Alright, here we are.
So he has spoken, and so thou standest before me, right as always. What a curious way to awaken. Now, I have a question for thee. What is the worth of a single mortal's life?
Little spooked by the crawling out of the tomb bit. Who are you, or what are you?
I am not the same as those thou hast slain, if that is what thou askest. Wilt thou answer my question?
Sure, ask away.
So, I ask again, what is the worth of a single mortal life?
No one life is worth more than any other.
That is so. Very well. I am satisfied. We have met, and I know thy face. We will see each other again at the proper time and place. Farewell. We have nothing more to discuss. Continue on thy way, as if I were not here. I must attend this place after so many years away. We will see each other again soon.
Soon is rather vague. When exactly?
When the time is proper. I do not know that hour any more than dost thou. But I do know that the longer thou standest here, the farther away our second meeting becomes.
Seems like a chill character? Yeah, he's like the definition of true neutral. And that is the entire reason that we fought through all those people and almost got killed, was to find that person. No, he doesn't join the team, unfortunately. Well, sort of. And head back to camp. And there he is. So he kinda joins your team, he's just not a playable character.
We meet again, as predicted. I shall be here in thy camp, for whenever thou hast need of my services.
Not to be rude, but what are you?
There are many answers to that question. None are important.
Skeletons aren't supposed to be able to
Correct.
talk. Are you going to explain further?
No.
What kind of services can a skeleton offer?
Mending of the threads between life and death. Should thou or any of thy compatriots perish, I will cleave soul to body once more.
That's incredibly powerful magic. Why is it so easy for you?
Because it is my calling. There is little else to explain.
You mentioned a cost. What is it?
A matter of coin.
What if I don't have that kind of gold right now?
Then I shall wait here patiently until it is acquired.
And that's it. I am going to take a lunch break. So I'm going to go ahead and save there. But when I do come back, we're going to be going over class changes. Probably Gale and Shadowheart first. Because those are the two I recommend. Pretty much Gale being your main character, everyone needs to make sure that their character is up to snuff, and this will be the conversation for that. And then Shadowheart, I just recommend everyone has on their team anyways. Alrighty, folks, thank you for joining us. Catch this video on YouTube tomorrow, if not today. Don't forget to join the Discord, and thanks for hanging out. Have a good one. Sigh, I love you. There, I said it, and if you meet me tomorrow, I'll say it again, and keep on saying it till we're old and gray. So let's do it. Let's go to Baldur's Gate. I know it's risky, but so's staying here. The last few months have been hard, but they're always a little easier when you're there. Leave your boat, and meet me at the hill overlooking the old bridge. Bring whatever you can carry. We'll make do without the rest. Don't be late. Love, Anna. See, cute little kind of pointless story, but it just makes it, you know, add some depth to the world. Like, this poor fucking fisher was going to leave his whole life behind and meet the love of his life, and then this giant goddamn tentacle ship crashes out of the sky and kills the poor bastard. This map of the Sword Coast sprawls from the deep forest of Tethir to the frigid spine of the world, its topography worn by ancient ink and the constant trade between mortal hands. Talus, divination without magic. Each page in this illustrated book describes the meaning of a different Talus card. A message has been penned down on the title page. My dearest Kalenna, while you were sleeping, I did another Talus reading. I have expected to draw the Fool, because that is what I feel like, and what is your venture if not reckless? Instead, I drew these. The Ten of Waves, meaning divine love, bliss, or illusions. The Comet, meaning riches found or fulfilled wishes. Death, meaning new beginnings. The Suit of Waves resembles love, and I know what we have is still frail, but can you blame my heart for beating faster when I saw these cards? I've been staring at them for an hour, and I need to go. The cups aren't going to clean themselves, but I know that when you come back home tonight, when I come back home tonight, you will be gone. But when you return, will you tell me if you feel the same, or if this was all just a blissful illusion? I love you, Alice. The Curse of the Vampire. Hearken close and beware the vampire. Beware its cold beauty. Beware its charm. Beware its curse. Above all, beware the pale noble. For the vampire cannot bear to be of the common folk. How doth one protect from the beast? Walk not in blackest night, for the vampire loves these nights more than any other. If you must walk, do so by the light of our moon, and take care. Carry the blessings and marks of your god at all times. But remember, your home is a fortress, if protected well. If you hear a knock in the night, be wary. Let no stranger into your home. If it be a friend, look upon them. Do you find them pallid and wan? See you any mark upon their neck? See you any dirt upon their clothes? Unless their need is great, turn away all but the most trusted. And if the beast finds a way into your home, flee. Leave love and family behind. You will not save them if you fight. You will not see them again. But they will see you, pale and smiling, calling them into the night. Death is too powerful a force for even a single god to contain. It is a duty that has been passed from hand to hand, splintered into smaller pieces. Disease, war, funeral rites. But there must always be an overseer of the cycle, as life falls away. For countless aeons, it was Jurgle, the lord of the end of everything, presided over mortality with his unblinking stare, until he grew weary. Young Bale, I know it's pronounced Baal, but I just always say Bale, Bane and Merkel must have thought themselves conquerors for when they came for the god of death, yet he used their ambitions to free himself. Merkel claimed primacy over death from Jurgle's bargain, but even he does not rule death alone. What is murder, if not the most violent of deaths, seized by Baal in his incessant greed? What need would there be for noble Kelemvor to judge passing souls if one deity could hold the process entire? Even gods can die, after all. Those who worship death should remember that above all else. Journey through the jungle. The sun had just fallen below the horizon when I heard its call. 1,000 reed pipes at once, whistling a single beautiful, terrible song. Ulu Thalong, said Jaw. It's coming. Jaw dropped her pack and scurried up the nearest bitter. With a bit more effort, I climbed a tree of my own, and the two of us surveyed the grassy ground beneath. Awoo! There it was again, above and beneath and all around, so close my skull vibrated from the sound. The ferns and foliage under me rippled and swayed. Jaw held a finger to her lips to demand a silence, and in one motion, it snatched her. A vine? A tentacle? It hardly mattered. The hunter had found its prey. Jaw's screams swelled, then faded as Ulu Thalong dragged her away. I leapt down to give chase, but the creature left no mark behind. The grasses were untrampled, the shrubs unbroken. I had only the memory of that harrowing call to guide me. Book of Final Breath. A slim ledger packed with rows of text. No matter how many pages are turned, there always seems to be another. See? Kind of interesting sometimes. Dense rows of scrawled text. The few legible entries seem to detail the names and final words of numerous individuals. Come see this. It's Maj Pinner laboratory explosion. Hroth Cress, waylaid in a Neverwinter alley. You're blocking my light. Donna Ree, Waterdavian Featherlung. Broke the cover. Did not mean to do that. The Unclaimed. In life, her service had been impeccable. I can still hear the wood boards falling in the background. In life, her service had been impeccable. Daily did she devote herself to the Lady of Loss. Daily did she free herself from the tyranny of memory. All in time was lost to her. Her relations, her preferences, even her own name. Upon the altar of her devotion placed she the ultimate offering, her emptied mind. And when she died, she awoke in death and found herself standing in the pale and faded City of Judgment. She waited for the Lady of Loss to retrieve her. 1,000,000 souls and more passed her in colorless gusts, but no hand materialized in her hand. No voice whispered instruction in her ear. No guidance proffered itself from the bleached and barren sky. Time, immaterial time, passed around her like air, coming and going, and still the goddess did not come for her devotee. Celeborn pitied her, as much as the Lord of the Dead is able, but could not intervene. This cleric of the Lady of Loss, unclaimed despite her worthiness, might yet have one more lesson to learn. That not of forgetting, but being forgotten. I love that one. A lot of these early books that you find actually allude to members of your party. That one specifically, obviously, is referring to Shadowheart, because she worships Shar, the Lady of Loss, who is bound to forget her regardless of what kind of deeds she completes in her name. You. The guild seal on the inside of the cover belongs to a printmaking collective in Baldur's Gate. Of course I remember. I knew the second that girl was walking that she'd be trouble. Little thief, always in everyone's business. And that ward of Gorian went right along with her. No surprise, a wicked god's blood was running in their veins. Anonymous from Candlekeep. Saravok and his lot are always the first ones that come to mind. You know, this all started with a bit of iron and Nishkel. Everyone that thought their weapons would rot out of their hands. Back then, I thought the problem was bad trade. Never took the man for a son of Baal. Amnian mercenary interviewed on his deathbed. You dare speak that name to me? My mistress was turned to ash fighting those forsaken wretches. I curse Baal, I curse Arenicus, and I curse you. A hostile vampire. Athkatla slums. The Five tore Tethir to pieces. I don't think anyone expected more Ballspawn showing up would fix the war that a pack of them started. Then again, they were all inclined to killing each other, eh? Good riddance. Here's hoping every last one of them has been wiped off the face of Faerun. Saradush Merchant, retired. I'm not authorized to be talking about any murder with someone like you. Pick it up at the Sea Tower if you want to argue. But honestly, who cares if a Ballspawn got it stuck to them? Their father's the killing type, after all. Flaming Fist Gauntlet, Baldur's Gate. Several hundred more interviews follow, most of them terse. That one actually is a closer tie-in to the Dark Urge than anyone else. But it also, I think, highlights the... I haven't played this, but I think it highlights the events that happened in Baldur's Gate 2. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. Fine dust coats the pages of this weathered book. Beneath the bone-white powder, hundreds of short obituaries are recorded in tiny script. Grobian Tipple, Ilmater, who is a god. Ogma is also a god. Selune is a goddess. Grobian Tipple, Ilmater, drowning. Evane, Arkinson, Ogma, internal rot. Devrin Stout, Seluna, fever. I guess that one wasn't super interesting, but, you know, not all of them can be winners.
Something over there.
An excerpt from the ongoing metatext Rebound by Iosefa Elgin. a scholar excommunicated from the Church of Denier for her heretical efforts to reconstruct the metatext, her god's annal of lost and hidden knowledge. Of what value is a life? Far too esoteric a topic to warrant any serious critical consideration between these pages, surely, or so it would seem at first glance. But once we push aside the mysticism and dewy-eyed sentiment so often clouding our assessment, it is clear that across all the spinning planes, each and every life does indeed have a quantifiable value. It is simply that not all are equally valuable. I actually love this book, and for one of the last passages. Consider, we already know that the destruction of our material form is not the end. If anything, our souls are more free after death, transcending planar barriers in search of a resting place that best befits our deeds, beliefs, and station in life. But even this assessment is subject to market forces, Lord Kelemvor weighing our souls against how thoroughly we have given them over to other gods, empowering them in turn. There is, of course, an alternate route, not the end of the path, but the chance to retread it. Clerics across the realms wield the power to return life to any soul deemed worthy or willing enough. It is strange, then, that these so frequently intersect with those deemed wealthy enough, for the components for such a spell are beyond the means of most mortals. I have interviewed those who have made such a return, and in truth have found them to be of the most dull and unimaginative sort, that I cannot possibly imagine what it is they were so eager to return to. If a true assessment of the journey is to be made, then there is simply no replacement for embarking upon it oneself. Perhaps one day this great volume of learning will make me worthy enough to walk that path, and wealthy enough to return. Just a little bit of insight on the American healthcare system right there.